What's going on, everybody? How you doing today? Man, I'm back, and I'm going to give you a little quick rundown review of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Season 12, Episode 3. Basically, it was called Old Lady House, a situational comedy, I believe. Mac and Charlie were both concerned that each other's mom, because they're living together, were holding each other's mom hostage. Charlie thought Mac's mom was holding his mom hostage, and Mac thought that Charlie's mom was holding his mom hostage. And Dennis brought up the point that since him and Dee and Mac and old black man live together now, that all of his surveillance equipment is no longer being used, and he suggested that they put all his surveillance equipment in Charlie's mom's house to see what's going on with Charlie's mom and Mac's mom. So they go and they set up all the cameras, and they're, watching them, and they're kind of creeped out by a little bit of it in the beginning. And Dennis comes up with the idea to add a laugh track to it to make it seem funny, because when you hear the other people laugh, it lets you know when you're supposed to laugh. And they try it out, and then they take it off, and they put it back on, and it just seems to work. And it lightens up the situation, and they kind of create a little show out of it. And they're enjoying it. Frank smells chips, so he wants to know what they're watching because he smells chips. And Frank starts getting in on it, checking it out, and having a good old time watching these two crazy old ladies, just have their banter and their interactions and all that. So anyway, that's basically going on. And then Dee shows up, and Dee sees it, and she's just like, oh, what would be even better than, two funny women would be three funny women. And so Dee decides she wants to get involved in it, and they're basically telling her to screw off and don't do anything, but she decides to go get involved anyway. And so anyway, that's really what's going on, and Frank decides that he wants to Charlie's uncle shows up first, and they start talking about how creepy the uncle is. And Dennis decides he's starting to edit things in a way to try to suggest that each person is a different character than they actually are. And so he starts talking about making it a love story between Charlie's mom and his uncle. Charlie's kind of grossed out by it. Obviously, Frank doesn't want any part of that. He decides she needs to get banged, but by somebody other than him. So Frank creates the character of the creepy neighbor. He goes over there to bang Charlie's mom. Charlie goes over there to stop it. And the whole time, while this is going on, Matt keeps insisting that his mother is so wonderful and loving and all this, and everyone's just like, no, she's not, we're going to basically write her out of the show, and so Mac's over there too, trying to, convince everybody that, his mother is loving and all that, and he's trying to make sure that he keeps her in all the shots, so, Dennis doesn't edit her out of the show, and Dee's got her damn head stuck in the staircase the whole damn time, and so basically, everybody's over there getting involved in this whole thing while Dennis sits back and watches it. And yeah, I've given you that's really what's going on, and I try not to spoil it too much, but yeah, so that's really what went down. It was pretty funny. It was interesting to see them all interacting, when, Frank would come in the door and he's saying whatever to Charlie's mom, and then you hear like the woo from the studio audience and shit like that. I mean, it was interesting to watch the dynamic between all the Always Sunny in Philadelphia characters with, your common sitcom live before a studio audience type filming. You know, it was just interesting to see that whole interaction with, in that context. But yeah, and I thought it was a fun show. It was one of those ones where, they're just definitely not afraid to try things, and yeah, I enjoyed it. So yeah, if anyone cares, there you go. Yeah, that's the essential rundown. There's, a few more little things in there here and there, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it. And so, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next week. Thank you.